Good luck.
Let's cut to the chase. Star Fox is my favorite Nintendo series. For me, there is no other IP in their cabinet that strikes the right balance of story and gameplay. An ingenious bonding of thrilling space warfare with concurrent character dialogue that effortlessly advances the story and world building. The writing of Star Fox 64 deftly toes the line between comedic and cinematic, establishing the irreverent flight crew's legacy. Star Fox Assault, on the other hand, paints a portrait of a team pushed to its limit, showing how their missions have started to wear on their relationships, leading to a great sense of finality. Their best days are behind them. An obsession with gameplay variety has plagued the Star Fox series since the early 2000s. Star Fox Adventures was cursed by mismanagement, Assault by low sales, and Star Fox Zero by mismanagement, low sales, and the Wii U. Star Fox Command for the DS served as a successor to the SNES-era games, but is infamous for its melodramatic ending scenes rather than its inspired gameplay. Even the 2018 revival of Star Fox 2 was ultimately a blip on the radar in terms of the series' public reception. The damage had been done. In the 2010s, the series could not, and would not, escape the shadow of Star Fox 64. Nintendo is no stranger to IPs in chaos. Metroid Dread and Donkey Kong Bonanza very recently righted the ships of their second Banana series. Believe it or not, the world is approaching 10 years without a new Star Fox game. Who could make Star Fox Bonanza? What could make it stand out from the tumultuous series' legacy? Will it once again honor its past to a fault, or stray too far into deep space and become unrecognizable? For real though, what's Next Level Games up to? Or NST? Or even Bandai Namco? My main question is, who will save Star Fox?
This is horrible.
Although it's also important to ask, how do you save Star Fox? A decade without a new entry would make any developer nervous. One thing I think most fans of the series can agree on is that nobody needs another retelling of the Andross invasion, a plotline already thoroughly explored in 4 games out of the 8. Still, it has been, and currently is, a hotly debated subject. It's no surprise that many fans want a 64 sequel with a similar tone and out-of-this-dimension graphics, while others think that the boundaries pushed by Assault should be refined into a solid action-adventure campaign. Star Fox Zero even erased characters like Crystal, certainly popular with their fanbase, in service of once again rebooting the series. While fans of Star Fox remain divided, it's clear that even Nintendo has been unsure of the direction the series should be going post-64. There doesn't seem to be any other game in the series that is altogether confident in its direction. Even Zero included a co-op mode with more accessible controls. Adventures, Assault, and Command are vastly different genres. At Nintendo, there seems to be a clear aversion to the original gameplay and some sort of need to wildly experiment on every title. If we are to find the puzzle pieces necessary to assemble a modern Star Fox game, we've got to go back to the genre of the series' debut game and determine if it can stand the test of time.
Pretty smooth flying, Fox.
The rail shooter is a highly specific and highly limited genre. You move in a straight line and can't turn around. However, these limitations end up being opportunities in disguise. You can only look in one direction? You better make sure everything in that direction is a feast for the senses. You can never turn around? How about hiding missable power-ups and tokens in risky locations to entice the player? The idea that the worlds are limited and focused allow for higher-end graphics and performance, like large quantities of enemies, environment destruction, and similar set pieces. These qualities are exemplified in games like Kid Icarus Uprising for 3DS and Sin and Punishment Star Successor for Wii. Star Fox hasn't truly been a graphical showcase since GameCube, and that needs to change. Assault can't be the best looking Star Fox game forever. Yes, it's true, I said it. Also, rail shooters and score attack modes form a perfect handshake. Blasting away at the same route to improve your score and earn rewards is another key pillar in the Star Fox series. Earning medals based on how many enemies you shoot down and the life and death status of your co-pilots. In most previous Star Fox games, you're locked in to play as Fox in the same ship for your whole adventure. Now, of course, the R-Wing is one of the coolest plane designs in fiction, and Fox ain't too shabby himself, but Star Fox Command introduced multiple playable characters, with their own unique ship designs. I mean, Crystal's is called the Cloud Runner, a reference to her original game. How cool is that? The characters in Star Fox Assault's multiplayer also had different stats and passive abilities, and that should extend to mixing and matching different pilots and vehicles in a new story mode. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Let's do this.
How's the Blue Marine, Fox?
I think that Star Fox's future could be bright and beautiful by leaning into its characters and gameplay options. Yes, I am talking about multiple vehicles. Assault's ambition was the closest we ever got to this. For players who prefer 64's classic gameplay, the new game should allow a rail shooter route. This could be partitioned as an arcade mode, which you could of course retry for branching routes and higher scores. By the way, I think score attack is one of the sickest phrases ever. I have thought a lot about what I would want in my ideal Star Fox game. So, humor me. Corneria, Ficina, Solar, Macbeth, and Titania can serve as major planets, explorable hubs, either on foot or in a multitude of vehicles. I think some sort of Star Cycle motorbike vehicle should be added, prioritizing speed and getting you across areas faster than a Landmaster. These hubs could be surrounded and connected by on-rails routes through strata, asteroid fields, and space battles. Your point A would influence what vehicle you use to arrive at point B. I would love to see the level designers go Pigma wild with the rail routes, fighting through an enemy fleet while also dodging cyclones ripping off of the ocean, dodging magma rocks while protecting your R-Wing from overheating. When I think of some of my favorite R-Wing missions in the series, I think about the eerie atmosphere and mechanical enemies of Zone S, and the symphony of chaos that is the asteroid field in Assault. These should be the jumping off point that a new game must improve on. Back to the hubs. Major planets could have 3 different routes inside of them. R-Wing on rails, and the Landmaster and the Blue Marine could be used to freely explore the environment above and below the water, possibly mining resources to upgrade ship parts at Space Dynamics with Beltino Toad, of course. In these hubs, there should be weather effects and an in-game day and night cycle that affect vehicles and flesh out the world, like Majora's Mask? Is that too crazy? NPCs in the overworld can assign side quests in search of resources, but also task the player to clear up space battles or dogfights, which could feature the R-Wing's all-range mode. Every Star Fox pilot should be selectable for hub exploration, with a variety of upgradable vehicles. Being able to mix pilots with different vehicles opens up numerous customization possibilities, especially when we take into account the multiple routes through a new story. My absolute hottest Solar take, I think it's time they add a new member to the Star Fox team. Whether it's a wholly new character or they bring back Peppy's granddaughter Lucy, Andross's grandson Dash. You know what? Hold on a second. Star Fox Command needs some applause for creating a brand new hero, brand new villains, taking big swings with the world and lore. I mean, come on. Brand new characters could be very interesting. And it also needs to be said that these characters all have a greater purpose in the game as well.
I'll take care of everything.
Star Fox Assault straight up was some of the best damn multiplayer on the GameCube. Unlockable maps that range from tight facility corridors to sprawling cities to ancient ruins. A multitude of weapons for blasting and sniping. And cool item pickups like jetpacks, grenades, shields, motion-triggered drones, and so much more. If you have not played this on GameCube yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. When Assault drops on NSO and this multiplayer goes online, oh my god. Honestly, the only place this multiplayer faltered was character variety. While every character had different stats and abilities, there were only 6. For a new game, we'd have to bump that up to include like Bill, Cat, Dash, Lucy, Amanda, Miu, Faye, Leon, Panther, Pigma, Oikini, and more. Come on, I'll keep going. Throw in pilot-specific and player-customized vehicles for variety, and you've got a damn good Switch 2 multiplayer game, online and offline. Make sure there are modes for strictly dogfights, tank fights, on-foot battles, and so on. This may seem like, typical multiplayer fare, but like with the main game, everything is enhanced by what I call the Star Fox secret... by what I call the Star Fox secret sauce. Got it.
Do a barrel roll.
The Star Fox secret sauce is its character relationships. 64's characterizations were simply iconic, a one-and-done bullseye of world building. It's how characters like the Starwolf team and Bill and Kat, who have less than 5 minutes of voice lines, are celebrated in fan work decades after their debut. Whatever gameplay elements comprise the experience, The player must be constantly bombarded with one-liners and charm for it to truly feel like Star Fox. Shigeru Miyamoto, in an interview during Star Fox Zero's development, said, "We wanted to get that information across in as few lines as possible. It's a fast-paced game, so it's really important that the lines are short and punchy. Having someone shouting, 'Look up there!' or 'There are enemies on our tail!' also serves to up the excitement and makes the whole experience feel cooler for the player." The game's director, Yugo Hayashi, continued, "All those short vocal lines never interfered with the gameplay. They drew you deeper into the story and made it a more immersive and vibrant experience. Assault was a proper expansion. With more lines, the benefits were twofold: constant relationship building banter to endear the pilots to the player, and an organic flow of story details. The dialogue in a new game needs to meet or exceed the standard set by Assault if we are truly to move the series forward. And, while I have my gripes with Command, like cursing the series with those slimy, creepy designs that still haunt the Smash Bros. Series, the injection of new characters and concerted effort to expand the world should be celebrated, and would be far more interesting to model the series' next installment after, rather than a retelling of the story everyone has already heard. So, who should be in charge of the next installment? Honestly, I fear that NST may just make Star Fox 99. Not that that wouldn't be sick, but I just want a fully fledged Fox and Friends adventure. And while Namco did make Assault back in the day, their version of Metroid Prime 4 being allegedly shelved makes putting a revival in their hands a little worrying. If I had my pick, Next Level Games would be the candidate. Their sharp animations and high standard of performance quality would meet the demanding aesthetics of a rail shooter with charming characters. It really is as simple as that. They nailed the Punch-Out Wii revival as well, so, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time until we see Next Level Star Fox. Yep, just a matter of, probably a really, really long time.
Don't ever give up, my son.
I was in the middle of writing this video when the most unbelievable IP reversal I've ever seen occurred. Minutes before this poster was released, most Nintendo fans would have told you that the Star Fox series crashed and burned and there is no chance for a revival. But now, Nintendo chooses to put Fox McCloud on a poster and give him a role in their biggest four-budget mega hit this year. I am sat for this film, and you will hear my thoughts. There is now, with certainty, a new era of Star Fox in 2026. This is not how it felt in the lead up to Zero's release. This is something new. Is it really true that the next Star Fox game is on the horizon? Could it be possible? Ah! Share your thoughts and ideas for a new Star Fox game down in the comments. Or maybe other Star Fox-like games that Nintendo needs to study. We're in this together. No one needs to go it alone from here. Thank you for watching Corneria, your home for Star Fox.